Sally, you scared me, man. Oh, there's also a picture with a harpoon there or something.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
This is called the lowest level. Oh, right. I was like, if we keep going down, there's just gonna be water. There is water.
2 cloaks and a green hat draped on top for good measure.
2 cloaks and a green hat. Does anyone wear a green hat? I mean, no. I mean, maybe it could be Pointer. That clearly isn't natural hair.
Old cardboard boxes.
How exciting.
Oh, but there's more. They're also damp and empty.
Yeah. What about this wall?
This room looks old. Like, old.
It makes the rest of the house seem relatively modern.
What about this?
Basements don't normally have windows.
We're at the bottom of the lake. We must be.
Right. But if that's the lake bed, why does it look like that?
Like what?
White, smooth,
Oh, he's got a point.
no plants, no anything. That's not what a lake looks like.
Is this entire island kind of just a weird freak of nature? Not nature?
Where are we?
I'm not gonna question her yet.
Do these puddles worry you?
Why?
That's lake water, but it's indoors.
Ah, I see your point.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
Oh. Oh, wow. These are the amphobi. Oh, it says it here. Okay, children's book. Lowest level. Mistids of the Sea and Sky. A children's picture book. It looks very old. The ink tip. An elegant bird with red and white plumage. The silver snake. An aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. So which one is that? Oh, the silver snake. Oh, I thought that was a dragon. Whoops. The soul bearer. A crab with 3 differently sized claws. Oh, that's what the soul bearer is. And the amphobi. A frog-like creature walking on 2 legs. Did we ever see anything with a crab? I think this was a crab, right? Yeah, here. The crab with 3 claws. And, well, you know about the ink dip? We know about the amphibious creatures, which they don't show the legs, but, you know, they're there. I don't know anything about the silver snake, though. The only evidence of, like, some being like this was that one puzzle in Felix's room, but I don't think it's relevant to that. Let me look at this real quick, too. Yeah, immediately I can't see anything about the silver snake. So that was the picture book. What about this?
There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Unroll it. Oh. Misted Mansion, North Side cross section. Rooftop garden, storage, bedroom, library. Grand hall, study, bedroom, music room, aviary, rooftop garden, and the bottom parts. So this is the basement, and this is now the secret room. So this tells us that... So this is where Flora is.
Storage.
It's Freya's room.
Yeah, Freya's room. So that's different. So they made additional rooms here as like the tower. So Flora's tower is up there, and Felix lives here. Bedroom, so we know that. The major thing in this thing is that there's a study in the middle. I'm gonna look at these things,
The rooftop garden. Well, that name makes a little more sense in this context.
A bedroom.
Penny's room, I think. A bedroom.
That's Fifi's room, isn't it? The library. The grand hall.
What's that thing in the middle?
I think it's that big glass tube.
Oh, right, that was a thing.
Music room.
It's the room above us. The one we were just in.
The laboratory?
Yeah.
That's the room we're in now. It must be. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
This is 30 inches? Huh, did this place not used to be underwater? I'm assuming this is the water level because of the shading.
And that's the lake, right? I think that horizontal line might be the water level.
It used to be a lot lower down than it is now.
Yeah. What about this?
So, the whole house is built on top of some kind of platform.
Apparently.
Okay.
It's the aviary.
Alright, let's do it.
Study. Wait,
Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
how did we miss it?
So you get there through this tube, it seems. Huh. That's awfully scary.
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed.
Alright, building plans. Misted Mansion, north side cross-section. A roll of parchment on which the plans for a grand mansion have been drawn. A horizontal line marks where the lake was before, and a second marks where it is now. The mansion has been built atop a large structure above the lake, supported by pillars. Freya's room is listed as storage. A room labeled study is in the center. Alright, and I want to see this.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
No photograph, no!
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
Metal rod. A sleek but sturdy metal rod. It has been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow or the hand of a clock. It has a small loop at the back with a short length of red rope connected to it. Red rope. Oh. Oh. The metal is perfectly clean and polished. Do we also get the picture?
So what's the photo?
Ah, damaged photo. It's been framed, but is slightly damp. The photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her. Around them are several red and white birds. The metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest. So I'm assuming that's her father? And this is Flora when she was a child. And that is the Remington, I believe. Like one of the Remingtons. Because Flora was originally a Remington.
Do you know who it is in the photo?
Man, this is real creepy. What about these?
A bunch of picture frames, and it's too dark to see the pictures.
It's not too dark. The frames are all empty.
Ah, alright, let's talk to her. Whew, the lake.
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
It's all
That's a
coming
good
through the
point.
window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just
That's a
wanted
good
to
point.
get rich. Like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late.
Oh man, the mystery is thickening. I really like
This
this.
man in the photo. He
Remington.
reminds me of something from one of our clues.
Which clue is she talking about? Maybe it's in the second one? Oh, that's what this is. I thought that was supposed to be, Felix because it's like your favorite things, but no. He's green.
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, makes sense when you know who he is.
Lord Remington.
Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See
Oh,
the
that was
bird,
pretty
too.
obvious.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
Ooh.
Let's head back up to the Grand Hall. I want to find that last room.
Hold on. No, I think I've done.
This room likes...
It makes the rest of the house.
Alright, let's go to the Grand Hall. Is everyone gonna be here? Oh no, the lights are out. It's nighttime now.
Wow, it's dark all of a sudden.
How long were we down there?
I mean, I was gonna say it's too
The
dark, isn't
family
it?
tree. I can
Oh.
just about still make it out.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Flora, Primrose, blah, blah, blah.
Lord Remington.
He sounds important.
And we know who he is now. You know what? Let's not beat around the bush. Bam.
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on. It's pitch black, but I think there's a switch.
Hey.
A ladder.
Want to go up?
Let's go. God, what am I supposed to expect here? Ah, Tangle Tower. The Hidden Heart. I still am not sure where this is going. It's really creepy, but it's really engaging. Find your way into the secret room. Alright, this is... Oh! So here is like the crab.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Not 3?
Look closer.
Good.
Grimoire,
Oh, whoops.
don't you think it looks familiar?
The limbs of the creature can be rotated, and the claws can be opened or closed. Ah, that's what it meant. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna stop. Because I feel like it's related to a piece of evidence.
Reminds me
That little wooden toy we found?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help us. I think I've seen it more recently.
Yeah, I'll need to look at the notes. So the notes here have it like that. That's a weird angle, actually. I'm gonna take a screenshot. All right, let's try it based off the screenshot
Is that
or
a...
the
Also,
image.
crabs normally have...
Look closer. So in the screenshot, it looked like this.
Perfect.
Oh.
What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
Crossbow. Study. Uh-huh. Alright.
What is it?
It's a crossbow. It probably had that little thing that we have. The thing that looks like an arrow. So this thing. Metal rod. So that was probably lodged in here. And then they got it back using the reel. Yeah. Because like just dropping it wouldn't kill her, but shooting it out would.
Some kind of fish and a bird skull, I guess?
If that's a bird skull, we're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Those aren't bird cages.
Those are not bird cages.
Some of them are disconcertingly
They're
large.
people cages.
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing?
What about this giant hook?
Hooks. Big hooks.
Centipede? Millipede? How many legs has it got?
Too many.
Yeah.
Who are all the people in this photo?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out.
Oh. Oh, so this is one of the Remingtons, I believe. Oh, let's see. It says, the ambassadors of Misted Mansion. I can't actually tell who a lot of these people are, but I'm sure this will be a clue for the future. Group photo, the study. A photograph in the sturdy wooden frame. It's dusty and looks several years old. A brass plaque at the base of the frame reads, the ambassador of the Misted Mansion. The photo shows 2 women and 3 men wearing a variety of different styles of clothing. All 5 people have had their face crudely covered with black ink. Another clue.
That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Alright, bear!
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3.
Yeah, this place is super creepy.
Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on any of it?
Not really. It's mostly blank.
Huh, what chair?
A wooden stool.
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
It's still...
Maybe it's just heat from the incinerator.
Maybe.
I hope so. There are
An
weapons in
axe
here.
and some kind of hunting rifle mounted on.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that isn't there.
What would that be? I feel like it would be for the crossbow, actually. Yeah, or it looks like a pickaxe shape, but that also works for a crossbow. You can see, yeah.
Coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
I think it's also mentioned that someone drinks quite a bit. Several pages have been ripped out of this notebook, but a few remain. 5th ambassador located, finally. Can't say I harbor any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiment. It worked. Perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? It was even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view, but it's been mostly cleaned out. But I have what I needed. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved. But I know, it's time. Fifth ambassador. So that's gonna be related to the other ambassadors. Took my misted friend to the music room for experiments. It worked. I wonder about that. Is that what happened to the bird? I'm not sure. I'm kind of confused. But also extremely creeped out.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes. But yeah, there's something.
Burnt items. Not much more than a pile of dust and ash. Amongst the ash are several black buttons. Red color scraps of fabric are still available. Oh, that's the feather. And if it's a button, it might be some kind of doll or something. So someone stole the feather. I feel like all the things are clearly pointing to Percival Pointer, but I gotta keep looking at the room.
They called this room a study?
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber of doom.
Of Doom.
That's a bookcase. It's mostly empty.
What a surprise.
Alright, this giant thing.
Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one. Do those look like scratch marks to you? On the glass?
Yeah, they're on the inside.
Oh, they're making something.
It's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
What? It has a picture of Hawkshaw. Oh, and that's the picture where you're supposed to put the mountain. And that's why there was an outline. But why Hawkshaw? I thought she was just a third party hired for this, but maybe there's more. Oh, is Hawkshaw like the, was it sixth ambassador? Well, anyways, pinboard. A large central sheet of paper has been pinned onto it. 4 lines have been drawn from a gap in the center. A smaller sheet underneath features a drawing resembling a silhouette of a cloaked figure. Wait, I need to see this this group photo again. These are the ambassadors. There are 5 of them. I'm really confused about this. All right, Sally's got something.
Using this room.
Yeah, let's talk to Sally. Okay, this is almost filled up. The
I
study.
don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion, but nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Yeah.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
Yeah, we have 2 pieces. This is definitely the photo of the painting. Not quite sure about this, but I think that'll be this picture of Hawkshaw. Yeah. It's creepy. And it was all in Flora's
From
room.
Freya's room. And
Freya's room,
those
sorry.
Sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have been why somebody took a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. I still don't know what's really going on.
Yeah, this is really creepy. I'll be right back. I just want to check some footage. I thought there was indication that Mr. Pointer drank a lot, but maybe it was someone else. Or maybe it wasn't even this game. Maybe I got confused with Tyrion. 5 people.
Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people?
Nope.
Here at Tangle Tower?
Nope.
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different.
Maybe Poppy's
And
mother.
at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
This is probably Poppy's mother. Actually, maybe these guys are just older. I'm not 100% sure. They all kind of look like someone here. Like that looks like Felix. This looks like Poppy a little bit. Because Poppy used to have this hair color as well. This kind of looks like Fiona. I'm not exactly sure who these two people look like. I forgot what Percival's hair color was, to be honest. Because he has like the fake hair. A weapon?
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
They were... You found them already.
We found them already.
Here is the reel.
I think that might have, but not this part.
Oh, whoops. Wrong part. I can't tell. I forgot what it looked like, but it won't let me go back. I don't know what the top part is. Thought it was a reel. Oh, it's a small lens. Oh. Wait, but that small lens belongs to Hawkshaw, according to her. So maybe this belongs to Hawkshaw. This is where the reel goes. And this is where the metal rod goes.
What do you make of it?
Not sure. Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery.
Oh my god, it keeps scaring me. The murder. Thing is, Hawkshaw owns the telescope, so that's the only part that we can identify that belongs to someone.
Time to solve this.
All right.
Machinations of the
Break
murder.
out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It was fired from above Freya.
It was fired from above Freya.
They're in the attic.
Huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
So the question is, like, how did the murderer get back there? Because I think everyone that went in came in with someone. And another question is, how did they get Flora to lie on their back?
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless...
Oh, the arrow. Freya was never hit by the arrow. Freya was already lying on her back.
lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
She had fallen unconscious. She was relaxing. She had already been killed. I never even considered that, but I think she'd probably fallen unconscious.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
Paint fumes, Flora, the gramophone. It's probably the gramophone after being hit in the head.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was something in the gramophone. The gramophone emits poison gas. It was the music being played. I mean, maybe it was the music because it was boring. I don't think it's poison. What does it mean by there was something in the gramophone? I'm curious.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
Oh. Something small. And I guess it kind of knocked out both Flora and Freya. But I'm not sure what it is. The only thing I can think of is the cracked tape because it's cracked.
That's not it.
Ah, just noticed the secret diary. So here it says the soul bearer works. I forgot which one the soul bearer was. I think it was the crab. And she's just saying that ended up working and she found 2 of the clues that she needed. It's back, in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Huh. Maybe a fruit? I have
That's
no
not it.
idea. I'm really confused what could be in the gramophone. Oh wait, this thing was also cracked.
That's not it.
Never mind.
That's
Earmuffs?
not
Oh, it was a
Hunter's
golden
research says
beetle.
It can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened.
Oh.
Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No,
95 decibels.
I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. And I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
She's got
I
a point.
don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there on accident. This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too.
Yeah, and the glass was also cracked on. Oh, that's why her Flora's painting bottles were also cracked because of the frequency.
I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
I mean, yeah, we have the paint.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off?
Yeah, and the murderer would have also probably been affected even though they're in a different room.
Wouldn't they have been in range too?
Oh no, they had the headphones.
Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They were knocked unconscious, they protected themselves, they were much further away. They protected
They
themselves.
protected themselves.
How?
Headphones from the loot statue.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Were
Right.
stolen a week
Let's
ago.
go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment?
That's a good
Pointer's
point.
research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both
Oh.
knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
It must have been Poppy's tape because there's a large crack at the end. So after playing that music, it would startle the beetle. Does that mean it was not Flora, Poppy? Does that mean it's Poppy? Poppy also would know stuff about the gramophone, and it was in the music room. At this point, I'm kind of proceeding thinking it was Professor Pointer, but I'm honestly really not sure.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
That's it.
It can't be Poppy because Fitz and Poppy were the ones who heard the noise, I think.
There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Okay, we're heading to the crime scene. Oh god, it's blacked out now. Oh my god, it's so dark. It's kind of scary. Oh, that's just a case file. Even though I clicked the body, okay. I wonder if anything is clickable or if
I
it's
can see
just
the stars.
too dark. Oh,
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Oh. Painted portrait. I mean, I think that's just getting the evidence.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
It was this plant? Wait. Think tip, blah, blah, blah. It has a particular feeding habit and usually only eats the seeds of Tantum amica, pictured. So it's supposed to be this thing? Huh. But that, Fit said it was hard to grow and they had trouble with it. I thought we were gonna observe the gramophone.
It's dark.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's still like this. I'm not exactly sure what Sally wants, so we'll talk to her. No, we're supposed to observe something else.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Did you? We're getting all this evidence back again. Oh, that was it. The missing clue.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find.
Thing we didn't find. So we know what happens to the weapon. Was she supposed to be sitting on a chair? No. She has the paint. I'm not exactly sure.
We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
We have it in our inventory now. You found it here in Flora's tower. We never found it. We found it somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
It was part of this thing. The burnt items.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access? The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here.
It's in the gramophone. It's inside Flora's egg. It's in the unfinished painting. I want to say this.
It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it. Then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting? I'm gonna look at this. So we saw the potted plants. What else is here? I mean, from this angle, it would have had the other tower in the background, right? Because it would have shown the angle of the Pointer family tower, I think. Maybe. Maybe.
That's not it.
How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting? This?
That's not it.
Tangle Tower?
That's not it.
Oh, it's gonna be in their colors, but I thought all the colors were accounted for. I mean, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
is there a color that wasn't used? I mean, I thought this bright yellow was a sky, but maybe not. Let's see, yellow paint isn't actually paint. It was added by the murderer, dripped onto the canvas from. Was a mistake by Freya. Okay, so clearly it's gonna be the blood. The blood isn't actually paint. Was added by the murderer. So actually I do think it's probably gonna be something with the yellow paint. Maybe it's this?
The yellow paint was going to be used to paint this sketch.
Yeah, we got first try.
Sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
It's gonna be the other tower. Is it? I mean, it looks yellow to me. Oh, maybe it was a gramophone.
That's not it.
Oh, never mind. Maybe it was a potted fruit.
That's not it.
It was the bird. It was another bird. Oh.
There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
I didn't realize that it was the same shape.
She did,
Oh, Jesus.
but she's a very good listener.
Oh, where'd you come from? Oh my god. Oh. I want to see this, actually. Is this your pet?
Well now,
Did she
I
murder?
think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Oh. Penelope.
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind.
Oh. Oh.
But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Tie her hands, leave her untied. I think we'll leave her... I don't know. Let's see what happens if we leave her
I'm
untied.
afraid I have to insist.
Oh.
It's to the benefit of us all, I assure you.
I did not expect it to be Penelope. I really did not. Honestly, the fact that that looks like the bird, like, sends shivers down my spine still. Like, yeah, that does look a lot like the plant. Holy crap. I need something to tie our hands with, so it's probably maybe the real?
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
I want to help Freya's friends. I just needed to know the proof. Justice for Freya. I just needed to know the
I
truth.
just need to know the truth.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
So, Hawkshaw was actually Penelope. Does that mean the Penny we know is different? Or is that just a getup that she had? I'm really confused.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
She likes birds. She's lonely, she's a mystery, she's a murderer. I won't say she's a mystery.
I suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well.
Something to do with
Penelope
Ambassador?
Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy. Not one.
That is true.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Oh, were they killed?
My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got.
I'm kind of confused. Why did she dress up as Hawkshaw? Why?
Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The aviary, the attic, the study.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end.
Oh,
Paint
right.
would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up.
It did say that her bed was hot, and it wasn't the bed, it was the wall next to it. I forgot. This is really good.
I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside.
Oh, we have different dialogue now. The era of the Misted Mansion.
Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
One of the creatures that are no longer here, I think.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Come on, you're the detective.
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Oh.
Wait, mistids. Like cryptids. Like Bigfoot or whatever.
That's why they manufactured the water, to have these unique specimens form.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
Was it like... was it one of the people that left? Oh, man. So, I'm kind of curious if it's going to be this.
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
Oh, there are the 5 missing members. So this is Poppy's mom. And I guess these are the other, like, relatives or whatever.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose. but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters.
So they were still alive when they left. Okay, they weren't silenced for leaving.
All 5. Completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
She's gonna say especially them.
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision.
A lowly entomologist.
There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
What do you find? I think he found this.
So where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure, but I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
She killed?
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets.
I'm really confused. Is Penelope is Penny, right? What, right? So, were they both... I guess we never did see them in the same room, and the only time they said that they interacted, they were alone with each other. So I guess that makes sense in its own right. But like, does that mean every time we visited both Hawkshaw and Penelope or Penny, she was just like going back and forth between the rooms?
On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
Ha! It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in.
Oh, it's the other 10. What else is it made of?
Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Oh god. Is this the last part? The will of Freya Fellow. I am positively creeped out. I still want to look at this again. So, oh man. Ah, man. I can't believe that one plant was a bird. I guess it makes sense a little bit because if you look at it, the shapes of the leaves are the same, but there is a little bump here which indicates that it may not exactly have been that. When I was presenting, I was just presenting things that were yellow as well. So I presented the feathers first, and then I presented the bird cage, but I did not actually realize that the bird cage had a similar shape to the potted plant. Oh man. Alright, the will of Freya Fellow.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted?
Oh yeah, I noticed that this kind of looked like Hawkshaw at one point because of the red cape, and this kind of looked like her hair.
That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona.
Fiona?
The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not get Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance.
Wow.
That was her plan anyway, but something happened before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
For a little bit.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Oh. Oh, he teleported there. Oh, Jesus. This bird is very creepy. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. That is so creepy. Ah. Hello there. Lake's Edge.
What's going on?
We were knocked out.
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
Yes,
Ah.
it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fit saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to
Oh.
believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
Ah.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary. all by
Aw.
himself.
What happens to the parents? Did they all get killed?
Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
Oh.
It was still in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not.
Gonna
It
free
doesn't
it.
belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again.
You're
I think
free.
that's what she would have wanted.
Oh my god. Oh, that was a weird ending, I'm not gonna lie. But that was really good. I wanna look the credits. Ah, so it was the same voice actress for Penelope and Hawkshaw. Yeah, so they were the same person. Oh my god, that was a really creepy end, but that was a really, really engaging game. I think the ending has me a little bit unsatisfied because there are some things I didn't really get completely, like why she had to kill Freya when it sounded like she was going for someone else. It sounded like she wanted to kill Flora. Maybe I misinterpreted something, but yeah. And I feel like the motive was kind of weird. Like really weird, but overall the entire game was really, really intriguing. Oh man. Alright. Go, Beetle, go. Fly away. I wonder if we'll get an epilogue. Nope. It seems like maybe it'll just end. Oh, okay, the game is completed. Oh, alright. Let's see the art gallery. You can see the characters. Oh, wow. Look at him. Oh, he kind of looks like a crescent moon. Oh, man, his art is very different than what we got at the end. Okay, let's see what Sally could have looked like. Oh, she didn't necessarily need those little bobs at the end. Okay. Oh, her face is an onigiri. That's great. Oh, there are several different pages of it. Ah, she could have looked like that. Oh, this is what Detective Grimoire looked like in, well, in the first game. I don't know if Poppy was in the first game. I never played the first game. It was just called Detective Grimoire, I believe. But, yeah. Oh, there are descriptions on the right, too. Honestly, there's a little bit too many people and too many things, so I don't think I'm going to read all of them. Or, honestly, any of them. I'll flip through them because this is kind of interesting. His art style was a lot different. So, yeah. Oh my god, look at this version of Poppy. She is terrifying. Oh, there was a sketch of her reading a book and then she would snap the book together if she ever snapped. The art is so unique. It was very interesting. This game was, honestly, I enjoyed a lot of this game. Look at him. He has the Kakyoin hair. It was very interesting. And honestly, the gameplay and the mystery was done very well. I will have to say, as I already mentioned before, the ending was a bit not as satisfying because I feel like I didn't get all the answers I wanted, especially since it kind of ended with, you know, knocked unconscious, jumped off, and it just went. The ending went real fast, and we just find out that yeah, she just left. And maybe it was for the better because it's clear that like there's something wrong with Tangle Tower as a place, but it's definitely not satisfying. And honestly, the bird, I keep clicking that, but the bird was very interesting at the end. It scared the bejesus out of me when I noticed it, and then it teleported to the gramophone. I never expected Hawkshaw to be a fake, to be honest, but I guess that was I don't know if I consider that a good twist. I feel like there was no indication to that. There was no way I could have pieced that together. There were some really like interesting designs by several different artists on different characters in this game. It's really cool, to be honest. All right, but yeah, that is the end of Tangle Tower. Yeah, I'm gonna split this episode into 2. So this is gonna be episode 4 and 5. And well, after that, we're going to have a different game. I'm not sure if I calculated this right, but the game after this one will be hopefully near the release date of the game that I'm planning to play. But yeah, Tangle Tower overall, voice acting was great. The animations were super smooth and looked really good. I'm still creeped out by the ending, but I just couldn't stop playing it. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And the mystery overall I think it was done well, but I mentioned I was a little bit unsatisfied at the end. The music definitely fit the tones right. The puzzles were kind of interesting. I definitely had some trouble with some of them, but overall they were fairly well done, and they had really well placed hints as well. I'm glad I got to do everything I wanted to do. The characters were kind of charming in their own right. I actually really enjoyed the trio. Not exactly trio, but I like the camaraderie between Freya, Fiona, and Poppy, as well as Fitz. Fitz was a pretty cool character. I actually really enjoyed, honestly, most of the characters that I guess weren't the older ones. Like, I didn't really care much for Felix or Flora. Flora didn't speak at all, actually. I didn't really care for Percival. I ended up liking a lot of the younger characters, and Hawkshaw. Hawkshaw was pretty cool, but I usually, I will admit, I usually get kind of excited when I find out that people are like certain voice actors or actresses, but I could not hear Hawkshaw and Penelope or Penny being the same person, so I'm kind of disappointed in myself. They did a really good job. The voice acting was great, and the banter, I loved it a lot, especially between Grimoire and Sally. But yeah, the game overall was great. I hope that there's more in the future. I might end up going back to check the first game on my own time. I think the game might have kind of aged. I think it came out in like 2014 or even earlier because it was a game from Newgrounds, but this game overall was very interesting. I don't regret trying this at all. Even though it was one mystery, like one big mystery, it was a great time. But yeah, if you made it to this episode, thank you for watching through this relatively short playthrough of Tangle Tower. It's 5 episodes, I believe. But I hope you enjoyed your time here, and I hope you look forward to seeing what I play next. But I hope you had a wonderful time. And until next time, peace!